Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This is going to be a quick version, and this is Paint with Lovejoy. Thanks so much for joining. Please subscribe to the channel and share this channel with your community. Like I said earlier, this is going to be a quick version, so if you prefer the full-length, non-time-lapsed version, check out my Patreon page and my Paint with Lovejoy website. If you want to further support Paint with Lovejoy, please do. It all helps. And for more in-depth courses, check out paintwithlovejoy.com. And as always, share this with your community. All right, guys, another super fun Matisse painting today. So grab your supplies, transfer your traceable to your surface, and as always, make sure you take your progress photos. Now, this video is a time-lapsed, sped up version. Please do not keep up with the video. Pause it as much as you need. All right, so once you have your traceable transferred, we are using primary colors. So we'll be mixing a few, but we're starting with red and we're putting the red in all the places that it will be going. I am using a large flat brush here, but if you need to use a smaller, skinnier brush, feel free to adjust for what you need. I'm also using student grade paint, so I'm applying it a little bit thicker so it has a little more opaque coverage. And as you go through the video today, you are strengthening your power of observation. You're looking at this video and recreating what you see, or you're looking at the original Matisse painting and also recreating what you see. So strengthening your power of observation. And like I said in the intro, please pause this as much as you need to. Do not go as fast as the video. And that's the beauty of being at home. You can pause this many, 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 many times. So now we're moving over into a green, and that is a mixture of yellow and blue. I have a bit more blue in mind to go for a darker green, but you can choose the shade of green that you want for your painting. And again, just filling in the space outside the window. Then we're adding some yellow to it, making it a little bit lighter, and then moving into the fish tank. And as you can see on the plate, I mixed the additional yellow on the edge. That is called perimeter mixing, and it's a nice way to just kind of see the gradation and the variations that you can get. Again, adding a little bit more yellow to go a little bit lighter and mixing on the edge for that next step. All right, pause that video, clean the brush, take your progress photos. We're moving into blue paint next and just going around. I think it's mainly the table and a few little spots in the bottom left-hand corner, and then the sky outside the window. I actually really enjoy painting with primary colors, and that's why Matisse is one of my favorite artists. Just the simplicity of your colors and then the ability to make your secondary colors and just really get expressive. But today's painting is primarily using primary and secondary colors. Your secondary colors would be your green, your orange, and your purple. And we will not be using purple today. But if you would like to add it to your painting, you can. So adding that blue to the sky, and again, this is that direct blue. You can change the shade by adding white to it to go a little bit lighter, or you can add black to it to go a little bit darker. And that is actually called tinting your paint. All right, and here, because we are using that blue, but the red is underneath, look at how much darker that blue looks because the red is underneath. And that's one of the fun things about color mixing. It almost actually looks purple. All right, and then I forgot green in the area on the window, so if you do happen to forget something, it is okay to go back and fill in that space that you might have overlooked or forgot. Same with putting some of the green in that bottom left-hand corner. Nothing in life is perfect, and sometimes you have to go back and adjust. So now we're making a yellow-orange, and that is yellow with a little bit of red. A little bit of red will go a long way, so start off with a small amount, and then you can always add more as needed. So we're filling in kind of the structure of the window, the frame, the shutter. And you'll notice here I went a little bit too dark and then grabbed some yellow and toned it back down so that way it was closer to the yellow-orange. So again, perfectly acceptable to adjust your color even after you've applied it to the canvas. Now we're going for more of a red-orange, a few shades darker than you were just using for the frame structure on that window. All right, adding a little bit lighter yellow to that orange for that spot in the back outside the window. And again, do not go as fast as the video, and remember to breathe. Now we're going for a red orange, not quite full on red, little toned down, so not as dark as the wall behind it. Filled in those goldfish, and then some more of those decorative elements in that left-hand corner. Then adding a touch of white to make it a slate pink, and then adding a touch of yellow for an orangish pink for that bottom right-hand corner. Again, does not have to be exact, and you are strengthening your power of observation today. Now we're going in for that direct yellow. We're going to be filling in some of the fruit and some other areas. And because we're painting a cat, my cat had to make an appearance. I think she actually hangs out for a little bit, but she enjoys watching the surfaces transform while I paint them. So as we move into the cat, we're going to do a few things here. On this left-hand side, we're filling in the yellow. Then we're going to add a little bit of that orange to it to do some shading. And then on the other side of the cat, we'll still do the yellow, but we're going to use a little bit of green for shading. So again, pause the video as you need, place that yellow. Then we're moving into the yellow orange, and it is a very light yellow orange. Placing it on the tail, on the paw, and kind of where the head overlaps. Again, pause the video, take a screenshot and zoom in if you need a closer look. Got a little bit on the ear. Now we're going back to the yellow, filling in the rest of the cat, and then for the shading, we're going to be using a little bit of green. And it is kind of cool that on this cat that we have what we call a warm shadow with the orange, and then we have a cool shadow with the green. And the warm shadow is close to the window where the light source is coming from, and the cool shadow is facing away. So here, using that light green, just placing it right on top of there, and then blending it in a little bit. You guys are doing great. I'm proud of you for painting at home. Pause the video as much as you need to and take this at your pace. I think this is where Zuzu decides to stay in that top left-hand corner for the duration of the painting. All right, so now we're going to move into some light blue. And those little foliage out there, throwing a little light blue on there, then moving in with the pure white. And I forgot that windowsill, so throwing the yellow on there. Then we're going to let this fully dry, take your progress photo, and then we're going to be doing our black outlines. And with the black outlines, we are using that small pointy brush. I want you to play with the pressure of your brush. Light pressure creates a skinnier line. A little bit more pressure creates a wider line. Does not matter if you have varying widths of line in your painting. You are getting comfortable with this, and you are getting your muscles comfortable with that pressure. And as it said a moment ago, if you realize that your brush is kind of shaky, that means you're holding your breath. So exhale as you touch the brush to the canvas, and that will help your process. You're also more than welcome to rotate the canvas to make it easier to make some of these lines. I keep this in the exact same position just because I'm filming the video. But while you're at home, you can turn it sideways, upside down, put it on your lap, anything you need to do. And if you feel yourself starting to get sloppy, it is okay to take a break. You don't have to finish this painting in one sitting. You can come back and do the outlines when you maybe have a little bit steadier hand or a little bit more patience. When you start yourself noticing that you're getting sloppy or feeling tired, take a break. Relax. This is not meant to be perfect. And like I said, it's not meant to be done just in one sitting or in a short amount of time. Enjoy the escape that painting and creative outlets bring you, which is why I encourage that you paint on a regular basis, just for the simple fact that it is so different from your regular life, so different from your work. It helps create a good balance, so that way you can handle the stresses of your life a little bit easier and without getting as frustrated as often when you have those creative outlets. All right, so again, just basically going over what all the Traceable had on there, filling in those outlines, slightly overlapping each color. Something to take note of, if you do feel like your brush strokes are starting to get wider and wider, take a look at your brush. If you have a lot of paint buildup on your brush, clean your brush, grab fresh paint, and then go back to applying your lines. And again, remember to breathe and exhale as you touch the brush to the canvas. You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. Matisse is proud of you. And like I said, this is just a super fun primary bright color. So now we're going to be using some medium blue for some decorations on the wall behind, and then we will be having a few elements in the green kind of right outside the window. Then our last color, we'll be using some white for highlights. So again, various shades of blue here. Then clean the brush, maybe some dark blue. Then we're going to be moving between the blue and the black for the elements on the grass, as Zuzu comes in for the final portion of the painting. All right, so here we go. We've got some black. And again, these are just kind of some abstract elements. You can reference what I have on the video, or you can pull up the original painting and what you see in that. These are just kind of little squishy, wiggly lines. Then we're using a little bit of blue. Then we'll do some dots of yellow and I believe white. There we go. So yellow and orange, actually. A little bit of orange up there. You can just kind of imagining that those are flowers outside the window. All right, and then final step, some white. We're going to give those fish some eyeballs, and then we're going to just kind of randomly, slightly strategic, place these white highlights. And these don't have to be solid lines, just a little hint, and it helps break up that space, and it's what we call a highlight value on a lot of these elements. So when it is done, pause that video, take a screenshot if you need to, zoom in to be able to see where each of these white highlights are placed, and then mimic that to the best of your ability on your canvas. So great job today, you guys. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to get creative. Don't wait too long for the next one. And until then, cheers.